Oh boy, it looks like we're live. Here we go.
No, here we go.
Welcome to a wonderful Wednesday edition of Hump Day.
I know. I was going to say Wednesday, and thank you everybody as you start to come in for putting up with us moving this. We do realize that there's a lot of people probably won't be able to attend this evening because of the time change. So we are grateful for any of you that watch the replay for us.
Yeah.
So,
and do keep in mind that we will be back Monday next week.
Yeah.
So we
very special episode next week. I guess we could call these episodes at this
point. Let's hold off onto that right now. Let's wait till a few people get in here, and then we'll talk about what's going on next week. Yeah. So we're back. We're live here. We're going to wait a couple more minutes here. We got a couple people on.
Looks like we're getting some people coming in on YouTube. Thank you so much. Just need to have some people pop up there on Facebook. Let us know that the audio is doing okay on our there we go. We're starting to get people in there. So much for joining us. Very sadly, your time that we did live. This is my sunset. That was perfect because we definitely sunrises on our beach vacation.
Yep.
Very, very grateful for those and looking forward to kind of talking to you guys about that this evening. Hi, Becky. Thanks for joining us up there on Facebook. How are you?
Well, let's get into not last week. 2 weeks ago, we were on vacation. We were in Chincoteague, Virginia, and then we went down the coast and went down to Nag's Head, and
the Outer Banks area.
Outer Banks area, basically.
Yeah, so want to talk to you guys a little bit about our experience down in the Outer Banks, which. Most of it was decent.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting because we were in the bands of Hurricane Ian. So being in a tropical storm and on the coast, that was a first for us.
Yeah. It was very interesting. I've always heard people making jokes and stuff about, 40, 50 mile an hour winds and stuff and blowing them over and stuff. I'm going to tell you what, guys, it's not something to mess with. Mm-hmm. We spent most of Thursday, wasn't it? It was most of the day Thursday. We spent basically inside of it was
windy.
It's really raining. Rain was on Friday, but the wind on Thursday, it was brutal. Sometimes we took off and we walked over to the beach. And as we were crossing over top of the sand dune, the sand was blowing into our legs and stuff. And
that hurt. Because Nick and I went once. We didn't go with them another time.
And it was literally to the point where, you didn't need your sunglasses, but you had to put them on in order to keep the sand out of your eyes and stuff. So once you got down onto the beach itself, it wasn't too bad. But man, was it windy.
When you were on the where the surf had packed it a little bit, it was okay. If you were up where the sand was dry and closer to the dune, that's where you really had to watch the sand. So, YouTube volume is breaking up. Well, I'm not quite sure why it's doing that, Deb. I can see it's working pretty good on our end.
Yeah.
Hopefully it resolves itself. So
hopefully.
Kind of let us know. Chris, if you happen to be on our YouTube, give us a shout and let us know what it's doing on there, so we can if we need to.
So the 50 mile an hour winds, the gusts and stuff, it was interesting to experience, especially on Friday. We switched hotels, so all of us could stay in one hotel, and we could all hang together and stuff and go out to dinner and everything like that.
Yeah.
Well, the original plan was to spend the evening on the beach, having fun, playing, doing some body surfing and stuff.
Yeah.
And none of that got to happen because of the hurricane.
Yeah, obviously, no swimming allowed.
No. And believe me, if you guys actually seen a few of the posts that I put up, how rough the surf was, we didn't want to be out there to begin with. It's not anything to mess with. It's a very serious situation. 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. I can only imagine what it was like in Florida. Like it just, It's just mind-boggling how intense that storm was, and how it literally destroyed Sanibel Island.
Yeah,
so
which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, great vacation. Let's get back into that.
Yeah, we're kind of go.
Yeah,
we don't want to be sad.
Yeah, we don't want to be Debbie Downers here. But
so the first thing I want to talk to you guys about, obviously, with us being travel specialists, we've kind of been around the block. We've done a lot of hotels. So I wanted to talk about the 2 hotels we stayed at in the Outer Banks, because I'm not doing YouTube videos on them.
Right.
Reason being, the Hampton Inn and Suites that we stayed in for 3 nights. They're due for an upgrade, and a few things need to be done before I really feel comfortable doing a video. So that's why we didn't do one for there. And then for the Holiday Inn Express, it was really crappy weather, and I didn't feel like it did it justice. So that's one we'll probably end up going back to at some point if we're wanting to do like an overnight. I think it would be really cool to go down through and then go into Ocracoke, take the ferries and stuff down through the Outer Banks. And so that might happen in the next couple of years. We'll do a video for them then.
Right.
But just know each one had their merits.
Yeah.
So the Hampton Inn and Suites, that was actually in Corolla, which was north of everything. So you're in a very residential area. There's a lot of houses, like you can rental houses that you can rent, and it's the only hotel up there. So that was actually kind of nice, because like there wasn't a bunch of people. Yeah,
it wasn't a tourist destination, basically. It was more of just people were just hanging out. I mean, it's their homes and stuff up there.
Exactly.
I mean, nice thing. The hotel needed some updates. I'll just basically say that. I did find out one thing though on that Thursday with all the wind. Wow, you really know how structurally sound a building is when you've got 40-mile-an-hour winds, the 50-mile-an-hour gusts, and you could hear it howling through the building.
Yeah.
Then
in the Hampton.
In the Hampton. We got up the next day and went to the Holiday Inn, and you didn't hear it.
Until we opened up the door.
Until you opened up the door, yeah, and then you about got blown over. But it was interesting. I mean.
Now, the Hampton Inn and Suites, I do want to say the one in Corolla, it is pet friendly. And there were so many pets that we got to meet while we were there. We met a collie. He was very excited about the beach on our only good day that we got to enjoy the beach at the Outer Banks. He had a blast. There was a lot of little Shih Tzu mixes.
Was there a Keyshound?
There was a Keyshound. Yes, I was super excited. For those of you that know what a Keyshound is, very cool to see one of those. And so if you are a pet mom or dad or grandparents and you are wanting to do a trip with your pooch where you can take them onto the beach, this is going to be a great hotel for that. Yeah. So I will give them props for that. And also, it is a 3-level hotel, and they do have 3 distinct swimming areas. They've got like a miniature lazy river outside, as well as an outdoor pool that are kind of separated. So you've got to go through the gates to get out of the one and then into the gate to get over to the other one. And then they have an indoor pool that has a really nice spa to it.
Yes.
That was probably the hottest spa tub we've ever been in our lives.
Yeah, it definitely it did the trick.
So there was definitely some perks. We also did really enjoy the fact that you take the steps and you walk across across the dune, and you're literally on the beach. That's something that we've never really experienced before. All the times that we've done beach vacations and such. So that was really nice. I will say, with a 3-level hotel, we were on floor 2. We were sold an ocean room, and yes, technically it is on the ocean front, but you did not get a view of that ocean because the dune was taller than
floor.
Yeah. So in order for a true oceanfront, I think it would have to be on the top floor, the third floor, in order for you to actually see the ocean every morning. So that was a little bit disappointing for the price that we paid. Yeah. But we did really like the fact that we stayed in a 2-queen studio suite, which was oceanfront. Marketed to sleep 5 people. technically it could sleep 6 because it has 2 beds per sofa. And the way it set up was Mike, I appreciate it. So I did really appreciate the setup because you had 2 queen beds on the one wall, and you had this giant beds where like you do and stuff, and then do that on the other side. So you were still able to get around the room pretty easily when you opened up that sofa bed, which
we had
I
a full-size dining table basically. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah.
So it was nice to be. We knew we were going to be in the room Thursday, so Wednesday, Megan and I, we took off and we went down the road to.
What was that? That was a really unique Teeter something.
Harris
Teeter.
Harris Teeter. That's
sorry.
Grocery store.
We had to think of it. We've never heard of it before. Yeah. Harris Teeter grocery store.
Yeah, we took off and went down there and got some groceries and stuff because we knew we were going to be in the room basically on Thursday. So we really didn't want to go
and that small kitchenette was really nice too. That was separate.
Nice.
Slightly larger than average mini fridge, and then we did have a microwave and a little sink and stuff right there. So that was really nice to be able to have a separate area from like the bathroom sink for us to be able to like do some mild cleanup and things like that.
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, it had its.
Yes, there were a ton of really great things about it, like what we just said, but cleanliness, they definitely need to work on getting their housekeeping staff back up to par because they are not doing regular housekeeping yet, and it was pretty apparent.
And they even warned us when we came in and checked in and stuff. They gave us a brochure basically about what their housekeeping policies are now, due to the fact that they just don't have enough staff to be able to keep up with the demands. Yeah. So
that's one thing definitely to think about when you are considering this particular hotel.
And it's not just this one. It's all across. There's a lot of places that are having issues. I mean,
and that's something that we can talk to each individual hotel for you if that's something you're interested in. Hi, Erica. How are you? Thanks for joining us up there on Facebook. So now the other thing I would say. And unfortunately, we are very biased in this particular thing because we went from the #1 Hampton Inn and Suites in the country
for 2021.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got it for 2022.
Yep.
Super friendly staff, like talking to the management team and stuff, and just like super friendly and going out of their way to ask how you're doing and what can we do for you, yada yada yada. To staff that just wasn't as nice and just didn't really want to be there. And it was unfortunate. Granted, we did have a tropical storm coming through, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. People get their house together or not wanting to be on the island, wanting to be on the land, drive back and forth. A grain of salt with that. It wasn't the best light to show hotel.
No.
I would be very interested to go back and see what it's like during a regular season and see how they are doing. Yeah. So I would recommend it with a couple of caveats. Does that sound fair?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
The other hotel that we stayed in, again, we only stayed here for one night. And that is the Holiday Inn Express in Nags Head. And we did stay in an oceanfront room here as well. Christopher and Shelby actually got to come and see us, which was super exciting. Yep. And like the typical brat that he is, he booked his room on his own. I don't know why he would do that when his mother's a travel agent, but biting my tongue. So this particular hotel, they only have rooms that sleep up to 4. So obviously one of our older boys ended up sleeping with Chris and Shelby, which we knew regardless was going to end up happening anyway, because that's just how it goes. And we had booked directly through the hotel, which is what I always do for all of my clients. That way they're guaranteed the reservation, guaranteed the room category. Perfect example. So we had an oceanfront room. Absolutely incredible. Yep. Christopher booked it on Expedia and got there, and he had requested an oceanfront room, paid the exact same rate that I did, and he got a street view that was 2 floors above us.
Yeah.
Now, if he had booked it with me, we would have been on the same floor. He would have had an oceanfront room. Mm-hmm. And by the time he got there and he goes, hey, like, I want this oceanfront room, they were completely sold out of the category.
Yeah.
So he couldn't switch over. Yeah. So just heads up. Let me go ahead and book your trip for you because I'll make sure you actually get the room you want.
Yeah.
So
very hard lesson
learned. So, because it comes in our room, he goes, man, I want that view. And I'm like, well, sorry. Like,
yeah,
you screwed up.
You should have booked through mom.
Yep. So, anyway.
But yeah, nice hotel.
I really liked it.
The pool was great. They did not have a hot tub. That was the only downfall to it.
But it was indoors.
It was indoors, yes. So
I don't think it was heated.
I didn't get it. No, it was not heated at the time, but I believe that it is a heated pool, but they just didn't have the heaters turned on at that time yet.
Okay.
Because it was it was 75, 80 degrees still outside, so really it really didn't need it that bad, but yeah, I had a little bit of a nip at it when you jumped in.
It was pretty cold, like that Friday when we were hanging out. So that's why, because
the wind was cold and all the rain that came through. Yes, we had some flooding and stuff on the island. We were there.
Yeah. Very mild flooding.
Yeah,
honestly.
It was just like street flooding and stuff. It was just fun for the trucks to drive through. So, but anyway,
typical big kids.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I really liked the hotel. It looked. Now, I will warn people, when you pull up to it, most of the parking is underneath, okay?
Yeah.
There is a wind tunnel for you to be able to go, to get from your car into the building. And that's one thing I was just like, whoa, this is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get through that, the other thing I would say is it is very Days Inn-esque out on the front.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it used to be a Days Inn at one point,
I
and they completely renovated the inside and they didn't mess with the outside yet.
But the renovations they did inside, my God,
inside is fantastic.
Yeah, it's
beautiful rooms, very well done. A little on the small side, like holiday.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be big. They're also supposed to be very efficient. It was just a shower, but it was a longer shower, it was a deep shower.
Yeah.
So that was nice, and that was great for all of us. 2 queen beds. We had a really nice desk area. We also had a small kitchenette area, which I was not expecting. I did not see that in the photos before we booked it. So we actually had space to be able to lay out some of the stuff that we had left over from when we had done lunch and dinner at the hotel, at the Hampton Hotel the night before.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to lay that stuff out. We also had a coffee maker, which is pretty standard, and a mini fridge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that one had a microwave.
Yeah, it did.
It did?
It was up on the shelf.
Okay.
It was up higher.
So very pleasantly surprised with that room. I would definitely stay there again, and I actually plan on staying there again. This is the one, I'm wanting to say it had 11 floors, and we were probably floor 7.
No, we were floor 4.
We were floor 4. Okay, well, maybe it was only like 7.
Okay. Chris was on 6. No, 5th. We were on the 3rd. We were on the 3rd. It was on the 5th. That's right.
Okay. This is why I have them.
Yeah.
Numbers and me don't always get along when it comes to that kind of stuff. Rain Man when it comes to accounting, knowing what road or what floor I'm on, not happening.
No.
Oh, giving away my secrets. This isn't good. So,
what?
Definitely had a phenomenal view straight out over the dunes and being able to look at the ocean. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
It was actually a little bit terrifying. It kind of looked a bit like the perfect storm outside on Friday when we checked in.
Yeah.
We could definitely see why there was no swimming, and our poor no swimming flag that was going right at the steps to go to the beach.
It looked good on Friday.
It was half gone.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
It was like, wow.
Just to give you an idea, it was bad.
Yeah, it was definitely some fierce winds, but it was definitely an experience. Now, what she's talking about, like the wind tunnel effect underneath the hotel, there is actually the hotel itself is up.
Yeah.
Up, like I would say 2 floors basically. If you were to put floors in it.
Yeah, it's a single floor,
yeah.
but 2 floors just for
the
sizing.
height wise, it would be 2
You
floors.
can definitely have your truck parked underneath.
Oh yeah,
no problem.
yeah, easily. We pulled the truck in, and we pulled into the place where you get out to go check in, and it was literally a wind tunnel effect. Like, no joke, literally had to push the door open to get out of the truck. And then once I did, you had to get out of the way because the truck door was going to slam.
Yeah.
Because it was literally blowing that hard. And like,
had to grab a hold of Nick.
Nick, like he just about went for a flight, man. I'm telling you.
Of course, he's got his baggy hoodie on because like he's all like bundled up and has Groot, so like he's just not helping himself much at all.
Yeah. So, but I wanted so bad, and time got away from me. I wanted to go down and do like my impression of Jim Cantori,
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I was going to do it. We should have
done it. Yeah.
And I had my windbreaker. I'm not kidding you guys. Like my windbreaker.
His Jurassic Park windbreaker.
It was literally just like in the wind.
Yeah.
So it would have been a great video if we put it on. It would have been fun.
Kind of the wind had died down.
Yeah,
so like back down and got it done.
Yeah, it was a definitely experiencing this hurricane, the outer bands of the hurricane. Now I know where it made landfall in Florida and down in South Carolina, it was a lot worse.
Most definitely.
But for me to experience it and listen to that wind just nonstop, like I can understand why a lot of people just pack up and leave when they come. So when we moved to Florida, we may be staying on a Disney property or Universal property, and hanging out.
Okay with that.
But anyway, yeah. And another thing too, really quick, all of our thoughts and prayers are still with the people of Florida, through Orlando, all the way up through into
Sanibel, Fort Myers.
Yeah. Up into South Carolina, South Carolina, up into there. All of those people that got affected by this storm, our thoughts and prayers are definitely with you guys. We hope you guys have a speedy recovery, and we look forward to getting back down there and seeing you guys real soon. As soon as everything gets back up.
Giving you our tourism dollars.
Yeah.
So
we'll be sending you people soon. So
yes, we will
get her back together. So we'll be down there.
Of the 2 hotels, personally, I like the Holiday Inn Express more, and I would stay there again, probably over the other one.
Yep.
But I mean, it really depends on what you want and what you're comfortable with. Yep. The Holiday Inn Express, I mean, it is like a couple hundred feet, couple thousand feet from the way to get into Outer Banks. So it's literally in the heart of everything.
Yeah, it's literally.
Sorry, I was kind of losing my train of thought and trying to get it out, and so it's literally in the heart of everything. If that's not something that you want, then maybe the Hampton Inn Suites up in Corolla is going to be a better fit for you.
Yeah.
So, and I qualify everybody with those kind of questions when we book your vacations.
Yep.
So.
Well, let's talk about the very beautiful Hampton Inn and Suites at Chincoteague, Virginia.
Okay, very briefly, because we did talk about it during our live 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we also need to plug in the video.
Sorry. So the Hampton Inn Suites that we stayed at in the Chincoteague Island, absolutely love this resort. Like I said before, it was the #1 Hampton Inn Suites in the country for 2021. They've won tons of awards, both for the Hilton brand and for just in general for hotels. So definitely a very good hotel for you to check out. I had a very good conversation with Tom, the hotel manager, and he is super excited because I did a YouTube video showcasing the hotel, and he absolutely loved it. Thank you so much. That meant a lot to us. And he is very excited about helping all all of our Plum Crazy adventurers enjoy their vacation.
Yep.
And sadly, he has still not found his chair that blew into the bay.
Yeah.
So he's still looking for it.
And that didn't have anything to do with the hurricane.
No, that was just the storm that came through on Sunday
storm
night.
that just blew through. So
yeah.
But yeah, wonderful hotel, wonderful staff, great breakfasts. Oh man, guys, I'm not kidding you.
Some of the best breakfasts I've ever had in a hotel.
Yeah. Like I ate like a champ those few days down there. But cleanliness, man, like spot on. That place, there was not a speck of dirt anywhere in that whole hotel anywhere.
Yeah,
like it was just amazing, and we had so much fun there. If you guys haven't seen the video about it yet, you need to go to our YouTube channel. All of you up there on Facebook, go to our YouTube channel and watch it.
Yes,
subscribe to our channel.
So. And also, you have to make sure that you watch it until at least 18 minutes-ish in. Noah has, like, Mr. Stoic, Mr. It's okay. It's not bad. It's fine. Like, oh my gosh, he was cutting up and having so much fun in the pool and very comfortable and just having a good time. So you definitely want to see what he did and said because I can't watch it without laughing.
Oh man, it's funny. It's really good. So, definitely check it out. Like I said, everybody subscribe to our channel. All of you on YouTube, if you haven't checked us out on Facebook, go to our Facebook page and Instagram page, and also follow us on those too.
Yes.
So that way you know exactly what we're doing and where we're at and what kind of weird things we're getting into. So
now I do want to talk about for a little bit, because we also need to talk about Disney news. I want to talk about one of our bucket list items that we finally got crossed off.
Yes.
We've been to the Outer Banks before. Didn't get a chance to do it.
Right.
So really glad that we got it done this time. And that is going and checking out the Wright Brothers National Memorial.
Yes.
And that is in Kill Devil Hills.
Guys, I got to walk the path of the first flight.
First 3 flights.
Yeah. No, the first full length.
This is true.
I'm counting the one.
They kind of had 2 like almost there.
Yeah. They were like, oh boy. And then the last one, man. And I'm telling you what, that was a pretty big feat for that time in aviation, because, you're only talking like kites, and wood, a little bit of wood here and there, it was amazing to see.
And then you
this.
look at it, because they had a replica inside of the museum that they have on site.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't think I would put myself in that. Like that, just no.
And there is a video of that coming soon.
Yes,
we will be
in the
putting
next
that up.
couple of weeks, we will have it out.
Yeah.
I need to get a couple of restaurant videos out for Chincoteague before I put out my Wright. Our only good day of weather, we took advantage and we got a phenomenal day.
Yes.
A little windy, so bear with me with wind noise, but a phenomenal day at the Wright Memorial.
And you had to stay tuned toward the end, because a really cool, awesome flyover. Like it was like because
there is military close.
Yeah, there's military bases, it's a Navy base. It's real close, and I'm standing there with her, and I looked at her. And I said, "Get the camera rolling," because I said there is something big coming, and it's going to pop right up over top of that mound. And boy, did it ever come over top of that! And man, you'll see me geeking out really quick.
Oh my gosh, yes. So definitely well worth it. Now, this is under the National Park Service. So one of the things that we started doing a couple of years ago, and we have been terrible at it, because we really do like our national parks. If I could just bounce from national park to national park and see all of them, that would be like my dream come true for like a summer. But we bought this collector's edition passport. It says to your national parks, passport to your national parks. We bought this a couple of years ago, and the really great thing is it gives you a list of all of the different national parks that there are in the country, and it gives you options to stamp it for every location that you go to. So bear with me for 1 second, because I'm pulling up the Southeast region map right here. So this one, obviously, Florida all the way to Kentucky. I think both of you can see Obviously, we didn't do that right there, but we did to do the Wright Brothers. So we were able to cross that off the list. And you can go in and have them set for you as a hey. But hang on a second. Why is it always the last page is so difficult? So as you can see right here, the Wright Brothers National Memorial. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure there's not too much of a glare on each one. You can see we got it stamped, and it's actually a sticker. I think this is genius on their part. It used to be they would just have scrap pieces of paper, or you could stamp the back of your receipt and then tape it in. But now they've got these little passport stickers, and it's only 95 cents for 3. Much cleaner. You can stamp it and then come home and put it in your passport book. Yeah. So I got 2 of these. Obviously, this one's going to go in the car because we've already used one. And then we've got another one that has the 3 that's going to stay in the truck. So that when we go somewhere, it's like, oh, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah. Now, the other thing I will warn you guys with Wright Memorial is it's not free. A lot of the national parks are completely free to enter, to use. They're funded through the National Park Service. This one, it does have a surcharge. Now, we ended up becoming annual pass holders for 1 year. Trying not to get that so, but it was $35 for our family of 5 to be able to be annual pass holders. It was going to be $40 if we were going to purchase a day ticket individually. So I don't know if we'll get to come back down within a year, but I figured this was a very, very good option. Hi, Colleen. Thanks for joining us up there on Facebook. We appreciate it. So just as a heads up, it does have an additional cost, but the displays, the museum, the everything that they have going on, really, really great staff. I really enjoyed listening to the one woman talking about the Wright brothers and the challenges that they faced. It was really interesting. She was a fantastic storyteller. Yeah. Very, very engaging. Definitely recommend making sure you check out one of those ranger tours if you have the opportunity while you're there, because that's completely free. Once you get in, like you can definitely check that out. What else did you want to talk about there?
It's really interesting that on the backside of the property, there is an actual working runway and a small airport right there too.
Really sad I missed that.
Yeah, it was. Well, it wasn't you. It was me trying to get the phone. I couldn't get the phone turned on to get the video. Yeah. But
yeah, they do have a working runway there, so that was interesting because we did see a smaller plane take off from it. And it's kind of hidden by trees, but you could hear it. And then all of a sudden you saw it kind of like taking off up into the air towards the edge of the trees. So,
but how cool. Noah and I both came up to an agreement that it would be so cool to be able to just land there and take off from there where the very first flight happened.
Oh, I know.
You know?
Like, and they've both had flight lessons before. Yeah. So,
we were ready to go over and just hey, can we just go out real quick and come back, you know? Yeah. But I'm sure we'd have to pay a nice little price for that one. But anyway, it's really cool. And going up to the memorial, up on the top of the mound, wow, killer walk to get to the top of it.
Your calves will be turning.
But to me, it's worth it. The top of that is, and once you guys see the video, you'll understand exactly what it's, and you can see for miles up there. It's just amazing, and all the work that went into getting that monument up there, because it used to be
you're on a sand dune.
Yeah, it's a great big sand dune, and
that's the crazy thing.
The stories they were telling us is they would take like 4 steps up and then slide down part of the way that they just walked, you know, and it just kept on going. Yeah. So
because the Wright brothers, before they had their actual flight, which was on the flat part, close to where their cabin was, they went a couple days before and tried to go from the sand dune. And they ended up crashing and rolling down the sand dune. Fortunately, nobody was seriously injured, and they were able to get their plane, I guess, is that what it was technically considered?
Well,
glider.
The glider, basically,
repaired so that they could actually do their flight a couple of days later.
And Kill Devil's Hill has a name because of that sand dune. Somebody actually got stuck in the sand dune, and it basically just sucked him down and it killed him. Really?
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, that's the reason why they call it Kill Devil's Hill. So.
Dang.
Yeah, more frightening. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but that's what I heard. So.
You know what? Let's not test that theory.
Yeah. But.
So yeah, we highly recommend, if you have the opportunity, or history, technology, like how we come to where we are today. It's really worth it. All the kids were engaged. Even Nick was really kind of like things and like the stonework and everything, the Wright Memorial, like he was touching it and kind of getting interested. So definitely well worth it for pretty much all age groups.
Oh, yeah.
Really think that would be a good thing for anybody to be able to do.
Well, if anybody in your family is definitely into aviation, like what we have in our family, it's definitely something.
We're not in aviation at all. No.
No. Let me go show you the stuff that in the other room. Almost $400 pair of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So now there are other national park things that you can do while you are in the Outer Banks. And again, we tend to be very into like nature and history and stuff when we travel. So that tends to be what we gear towards.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that there is the Cape Hatteras National Seashore. That is another one where this one's completely free, but as long as the gift shop is open, go and get your stamp because it is part of the National Park Book.
Yep.
You can get some great photos of the lighthouse, Hatteras Lighthouse. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yes, it is.
We did not go down there this time because we were worried about flooding and getting stuck. So we did not go that far.
And if we would have went down there, it would have been that Friday. And to be honest with you, I don't even think the gift shop would have been open that day just because of everything that was going on. Yeah. And it was another 30, 40 more miles down. Yes. I mean, it was a good drive. Yeah. And the way I got
really
to thinking about
it, like a stretch of
bridge
and sand.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I didn't like the thought of that, and I'm just like, you know what, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
So we turned and we stayed basically on the bigger section of the island itself, of the island chain down through there. But it was.
We stayed on Nag's Head and Corolla, like that area, because that was just safer for in our opinion.
Yep.
The other thing that you can do is you can actually check out the Fort Raleigh National Historic Site. The reason why this is significant, this is actually not on like Nag's Head. You got to go take 64 back inland a little bit to another island that's in between. That's a part of the Sound, and this is going to be where you can learn a lot about the town of Roanoke and that town that disappeared. So if you've ever been on Discovery and you've heard about Roanoke and Roanoke Island, things like that, this is where you can go and you can learn about those people and kind of learn about the theories and stuff about where they went and how they lived. This is not to be confused with the town of Roanoke, Virginia. No, because we did that. I'm sorry. Sound's cutting out and lagging. All right, Chris, I'm not sure what's going on with it. I apologize to any of you that are on our live on YouTube, and it's cutting out. I'm not sure why you're having issues with that this evening. Everything shows like it's working on our end pretty well, so hope you didn't say any bad things. Well, Never. Not
about
us.
you? Nah, we talk only good things about you, Chris.
So Fort Raleigh, that is something I really wanted to do. That is a free national historic site that you can check out. But like I said, the weather just was not conducive for us doing that this trip.
No.
So we'll go back.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps up our trip from a couple weeks ago. Now we do have some breaking news that we need to review from Disneyland and Disney World too.
Oh my goodness. Disney.
Yeah, Disney's at it again.
Let me preface this by saying I absolutely love Disney. What about Shelby's Cups? We're not even going there.
No, we're not. No. We're going to leave Shelby's Cups alone.
They did give us one really good thing at Walt Disney World. Fantasmic is returning in November. Yay! This is one we're going to be in Disney the first week of November. If they announce that it's going to be available and they're going to be doing it that first week, we may end up getting tickets. We are not planning on going into any parks while we're there. We're just doing resort hopping, checking out resorts, Disney Springs, probably do like a monorail crawl, that kind of thing. But if they announce Fantasmic is going to be like November 2nd,
yeah,
we're probably going to end up buying tickets and doing one park day so we can check it out. Because we have never seen Fantasmic in Walt Disney World.
Nope.
We've seen it in California,
but
we've never seen it in Disney World.
Yep. If it happens to be open when we're down there, we've got to find a way.
Yeah.
And we're going to find a way to go do it.
Yeah. So that coming soon, to be determined. We'll see what happens. What's interesting to me is basically it was just the graphic that I think was leaked.
Yeah.
Because as a travel agent and selling a lot of Disney, I get news articles from them by email. And Dad, you look like a middle school teacher.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's too bad. But I get basically articles from Disney and saying, hey, this is what's happening. This is what to tell your clients. And I hate to say it, but the Fantasmic is returning in November, that the title was longer than what the article was. Mm-hmm. So I feel like somebody may have leaked that graphic by accident.
Yeah.
They weren't quite prepared to tell everybody, hey, we've got Fantasmic coming back, but we're excited. We're looking forward to it coming back. Yep. And having a almost date. So there's 30 days it could be.
Yeah. Christopher says he just wants to see Harmonious.
Harmonious may not be here very long.
Yeah, if you're wanting to see it, you better get moving because there's rumors.
There's rumors of bringing Illuminations back.
Yeah. So, don't know.
Don't get me wrong. If you are in the right spot, Harmonious is amazing.
Yeah.
The problem with Harmonious is it's literally in the middle of a lagoon, so it's like a 360 viewing, and they did not take into account that very well. And so if you are not in one of those prime viewing spots, it's a little lackluster. So still don't think it will be Colors of the World. Are you talking about World of Color over in California Adventure? Is that the one you're talking about, Chris?
Yeah, because I think, we never got to see that.
Mm-mm.
No, because it was down.
No, because when we were there, it was down because they were finishing up Pixar Pier.
Yeah. And
we actually have not been to Pixar Pier yet either. So.
Nope.
Because we were there about 3 weeks before it opened.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm tired.
No problem.
Yeah, we'd like to see it too. It's just we got to get back out to California.
Yeah. So the other news that Disney has announced, and this is the news, Genie Plus in Walt Disney World is going to switch over to a variable pricing system immediately. Very similar to how our tickets are that are in popularity on a particular time. October prices are going to range anywhere from $15 all the way up to $22 per person per day, whereas before they were $15 a day. Now, at Walt Disney World, again, you can't book those in advance. Like if you're going to be going for a week, when it first debuted this, I was able to add it to your park tickets. Like when you did it, have everything paid for. You didn't have to worry about it. Now you have to purchase it every single day that you want to use it. And that's a little frustrating for people because like Disney's expensive. It's yet another thing that you have to budget for and go, okay, I got to make sure I've got $30 or $50 or $100 set aside for the days that I want to use this. So I don't feel like it's a very good move for them. They're upsetting a lot of people, us included. But you can still have an amazing day at Disney without having to pay for this added service.
Yeah.
So, and if you do a vacation through us, I definitely give you all of my tips and tricks and things so that you can have the best time and give you all of the tools I can so you can make an educated decision on if Genie Plus is something you actually want to invest in or not.
Yeah.
So, not happy about it.
Yeah, me neither.
So,
I mean,
I'm just frustrated in general because like it used to be free. I understand like things getting more expensive and stuff, so let's pay for it. Okay, whatever. But it's too much too soon. People are still having a hard time getting used to it. So why on earth are you going to make it harder on everybody by now making it a variable price and kind of nickel and diming us that much more?
Yeah.
So that's my soapbox rant on that. Disneyland, because I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
Genie Plus, they changed it out here too. It's now going to be $25 per person per day when it is purchased in advance. Now, out at Disneyland, California, I can add it to your vacation package, and it will be for every single day that you have tickets. You can't choose, okay, I only want it for one day. You have, like, if you're going to be there for 3, you got to buy it for 3, or you have to wait till you get there and then purchase it. So $25 per person per day. If you purchase it in advance. Now, if you purchase it individually, like every single day, like at midnight and you purchase it for the following day, it's going to range from $25 or more. And the prices are going to vary by date. So it could be $30, it could be $32. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
They just said $25 or more. So that's kind of scary. Like I said, that's going to be individually. Now, the one good thing about the Genie Plus out in California, they did go ahead and add web slingers to their Disney Genie Plus. It's no longer one of those a la carte lightning lanes that you have to purchase separately.
Awesome.
So I think that's a good thing for their lineup. Mm-hmm. I'm happy about that because now you're not spending $25 on Disney Genie and then turning around and spending another $15, $18 on a ride. That is, we haven't ridden it yet, but from what I've heard, well, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot shorter than what people were expecting it to be. So that's kind of frustrated people with the additional cost. So at least they're doing that. Magic Band Plus. Obviously, we've had those over at Disney World. But they are going to be debuting in Disneyland on October 26th. So Disneyland is finally going to have magic bands. They've never had them before. So that's going to be a little for the cast members as well as for everybody that is going out there. It'll be really interactive. As soon as Disney World, fireworks things, they're going to be doing different things during the fireworks. You're going to be able to interact with things and become a bounty hunter when you're in Galaxy's Edge. All of these cool things are going to be taking place. So really interested to see how that works while out that way. So keep your fingers crossed it goes well. And then the holiday season has finally been announced over in Disneyland for November 11th through January 8th. And you know what that tells me? Jack is going to be back through January 8th because the Haunted Mansion overlay with Nightmare Before Christmas, it goes from Halloween all the way through until Christmas. Yeah. So he's going to be there until January 8th.
Yeah.
So maybe a New Year's trip. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, stop it. My wallet's already had a heart
problem
attack.
of being married to a travel agent, right?
Yeah.
And then right after that, Disneyland is actually going to be kicking off the 100 Years of Disney celebration. Obviously, I think Disneyland is only, 74, 76, something like that. But the Disney company is celebrating 100 years. Yep. And so Disneyland is kind of kicking that off and celebrating 100 because obviously Walt Disney World is still in the middle of their 50th anniversary celebration, even though technically it's 51 years old now. Yep. So. And I
guarantee if there's one thing you forgot.
Well, that was the end of it. So yes.
Happy 40th.
Oh my gosh! How did I forget
that? I was just waiting to the end to do that to you.
That's
yes.
Like
40th anniversary.
That sounds so funny because I mean they all end up being my favorite every time I'm there.
Oh, they're always your favorite.
Like, yeah, it's 40 years old. How crazy is that?
Yeah. So I remember that park, opening. I remember Mom and Dad taking me down there to go see that. I mean, not at the opening, but I mean, we were down there, and in the first few years it was open, but it was just
neat.
It's just so cool to be able to say that I was down in that area during that time. So it's pretty cool. 40 years old.
40 years old. Yep. They're bringing Figment back as a character meet and greet. Oh my gosh, I think that is so amazing. I want to hug Figment. I didn't see what that said.
Yep. 100 years, and its original name wasn't even the Disney Company.
Nope.
No,
it was not. So
Steamboat Willie, wasn't it? No, that's the name of Mickey.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so Disney has definitely been sucker punching us with all kinds of news. I'm sure because we did this live this evening, there's going to be even more once we are done. So. Hopefully,
never fails.
Hopefully, it will all be good news. But we are excited. We've got a couple more weeks before we are going down. Like I said, we're going to be doing resort tours. I'm my own worst travel agent, so we still have some things in limbo because I can't make up my mind.
Yeah.
Very frustrating for him. I apologize. This is my sickness. And so
she didn't take that long to say yes to me when we decided to get married. She was like, "Oh yeah, well, let's get married."
See, you should have thought about that.
Yeah.
But very excited to be going down there. We might be doing a couple of days at Universal and then spending the rest of the time at Disney. We may not. It just depends.
Who knows? My travel agent just won't figure anything out for me. So.
But what I can guarantee you is we will be doing Halloween at Fort Wilderness Resort, provided that the weather cooperates. Because obviously, if there happens to be a hurricane or something, knocking on wood right now, we will not be in Fort Wilderness. They'll have to put us somewhere else. But regardless, that is what our plans are: is doing trick or treating at Fort Wilderness.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
Yep. Me too.
And I don't know what else we're doing, but we're going to have a good time.
We are going to go tour the horses for Cinderella's carriage.
Yes. Yeah, we've got 2 nights booked at Fort Wilderness Campgrounds in the cabins. So we will definitely be doing an entire video on the cabin and living there for 2 days, kind of what that's like, so that you guys have an idea of glamping at its finest. Yes.
That's the way I camp.
As well as the trick-or-treating. I'm planning on doing something really fun with that. And obviously, I'm really excited about seeing the horses. I hope that I get to see the Headless Horseman's horse because he is beautiful, beautiful Frisian. I'm assuming gelding, might be a mare. I don't know. We'll have to wait until we get there. I'm hoping. So, trivia question. What was the first official released animation creation by Walt and Roy? Your father would know this before I would.
I can't think of it right now. I know
this is something you know.
Yeah, it is. I can't think of what it was.
Because you've told me this before, and I've already forgotten.
Give us the answer, Chris, because I can't remember.
All right, so that's basically what our plans are going to be for the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because we are wrapping things up, I want to talk to everybody about next week. Oswald,
Lucky,
the Lucky
Rabbit, yes, followed by Steamboat Willie 6 months later. Yep.
So, so next week we will be doing a live on Monday night at 8 p.m. I am going to be promoting this heavily because we're going to have a guest appear with us for the first time ever.
Yes, very excited about this. First time guest
ever.
Appearance.
We're having a guest join us for our Monday night lives, and he was actually a medical officer for one of the cruise lines that does the American cruises, and he's going to come and talk to us about why insurance is important and what
motion sickness,
he
stuff
can't
like that.
do with that. Motion sickness, what you can do to prepare yourself beforehand, what he can do for you. And his experiences while he was a medical officer. We're super excited about that. So cannot wait to have him. Like I said, we've been kind of back and forth for the past 6 weeks or so. I felt really bad because on weeks that he was able to come and do it with us, we couldn't because we were away or other things happening, life being what it is. So definitely glad that he is finally going to be able to do it with us, and cannot wait to have him join us. So Austin, if you happen to be on here, can't wait. Can't wait for next Monday. So make sure that you check it out. Like I said, we will be talking about cruising specifically from a medical officer standpoint, which is going to be really exciting, really unique.
Yeah. So make sure you check that out. That's next Monday at 8 p.m. Right here on YouTube and on our Facebook channel. So if you haven't subscribed to either one of these and you want to watch both of them at the same time to see what it's like, go right ahead.
Yeah, definitely.
So other things we want to touch on real quick before we get out of here for the evening. Don't forget about our Plum Crazy Adventures first trip ever for everyone to join us and go with us to Universal Studios in March.
Yes, I'm starting to get deposits in for that. So it's going to be a ton of fun.
If you guys want to go see Mardi Gras at Universal in March, you need to get a hold of us soon because I'm telling you, things are going to book up quick.
Yes, $189.90 to get your deposit in, and then you have until the January 17th to January 20th, depending on when your arrival date is, to get that package paid off. So fantastic Christmas present, actually.
Yes, very good.
If you want to take the kids for a long weekend, that would be a really great thing to do. Or
or if you guys are thinking about Christmas presents and just not really sure what to get those kids, and like would be a great one. Or you can even give the gift of Disney. Get it ready to go, give you tips and suggestions on what to do, how to make it a wonderful surprise for Christmas for your kids or for your spouse or whoever, for the whole family. But you got to do one thing. You got to get in contact with us or else we can't do anything to help you until you do. So call us, email us, send us a pigeon or send us a fax or send us a fox. We don't care, but just get a hold of us. So,
yes, most definitely. You can also leave comments on here and then I can reach out to you privately through private message. So,
well, I tell you what, I think we're going to go ahead and start wrapping things up and get out of here for the evening because we've got about 2 more minutes until it's 9 o'clock and it's about bedtime for me because I'm getting tired.
Yeah,
so,
it's been a long day.
Yes, it has. It's been a very long day, but it's been a good day.
Yes, it has.
It's been a very good day.
So thank you, everybody, so much for joining us this evening. We are so grateful. Like he said before, if you haven't done so already, be sure to like us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We are so appreciative of all of our subscribers and those who follow us. We really do appreciate all the love and support.
Yes,
and with all that being said, are you guys ready for your next Plum Crazy adventure?
Because we're ready to get you there. And don't forget to check out our new video on YouTube. Go right now. Go right now. Go watch it. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.